emails or Twitter DMs or Facebook, inquiries from filmmakers that say, I'm just getting started, can you give me tips either on crowdfunding or filmmaking?
I do, yeah, I do. I a lot on Facebook a lot, and once in a while through my blog. It's about, not about crowdfunding as much anymore, because I definitely don't try to tout myself as an expert. I did an article, a blog post like 2 years ago after my first campaign, and after that didn't feel I had too much more to say about it. And so I don't really get asked that anymore, but it's more about people saying, you have a career in it, you've made a lot of feature films, like what cameras do you use, or how do you produce a movie, can I ask you advice on getting it done on a low budget, like that kind of stuff.
And so what are some of your standard tips that you tell people? If you can reveal them, I know.
Yes, for $9.95, you're
okay.
gonna know. It's what I read. Who was it? Maybe it was Robert Altman or something, where they're like, my advice is like, don't take any advice, because it's so case by case. And I guess there's certain best practices where it's just smart to do, but for the most part, every project is always so different. Like, you can't just apply one set of rules and expect it's going to work. The only thing I always say is definitely just don't give up. It's persistence. I've been doing my first short film I made 9 years ago. My first feature I shot in 2008. And so I've been going at it for almost 9 or 10 years now, and I just feel my big toe is getting in the door, just getting barely in the door, and if I stopped, then who knows if I'll ever make it, and of course making it is defined differently, but it's something where someone who wants to make a film, you just can't give up, is one of the main things. And then my mantra on the set is always have a backup plan. So you want choice A, but you're actually given choices B and C, but have those choices ready to go. Because if you don't have the backup plan on the set, everyone's going to be looking at you and you're just, caught with your pants down, you don't know what you're going to do, then, that's not a good situation, and then you might lose authority, yada, yada, yada. So just be prepared. That's my main thing, is be ready for anything.
Well, you were in the corporate realm years ago, right? You worked sort of a 40-hour-a-week corporate job, I think you mentioned on our show.
Yeah.
So do you ever receive emails from people that say, you know what, I want to just leave my job and put a second mortgage on the house and make a film, or things like that, where they ask you some really tough financial questions? and I know you say case-by-case basis, but what do you tell people about making that huge leap? Do you say a little bit at a time?
Thankfully, I haven't had that big question where I had that, responsibility to tell them what to do. If anyone were to move completely out of their job, number one, for me, I'm just lucky that I found my passion, because a lot of people say, you're just lucky you know what you want to do, because a lot of people in their 9-to-5s are making a lot of money, but they don't really know what really makes them happy, so I'm thankful for that. And I think those people that aren't happy, and if they know what they really want to do, they definitely should, like you said, slowly get into it. Like, if they're making great money or even decent money, there's ways to play around with your passion, whether it be, making a small short film with your iPhone first, and I always make a joke, like, you can film your cat, film your pet. You don't have an actor like you film your pet, but you do something, you cut together, like you play with whatever your passion is. You paint, you draw, you do whatever, and you feel if it's going to happen or not. Like, if that's something, once you do it, based on the response, based on your intrinsic response, and personally what it made you feel like, if you wanted to keep going, then, do it. Otherwise, it's something you may not want to like quit your job to do.